Jackson. Just a second here. All right, pull up the stats. All right, guys. So the Lakers defeat the Orlando Magic 116 to 105. Look, the Orlando Magic, they're 8-39. I believe it's 39 on the season. Nonetheless, there were some good things throughout the game on this particular night. Now, Russell Westbrook, we'll start with him. Look, this is a podcast about them as a team as well, but we'll go ahead and we'll start with Russell Westbrook. Look, he was 8 of 17 from the field today for 47%. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. It is egregious how he's able to go to the basket as much as he does, only shoot 2 free throws. Nonetheless, he did make his free throws today. He had 11 rebounds, 7 assists, beautiful lob to LeBron James there at the end. He also had 3 steals. Russell Westbrook was very diligent on defense. He only got beat, I think, once or twice. All basketball players do that. So I am very, very happy with Russell Westbrook's game tonight. He had 3 turnovers total. That's the most he's had in, I think, a 6-game stretch, I believe. So he did real good. He took care of the basketball. He's a plus 11 on the night. LeBron James was LeBron James, 12 of 23 from the field. He struggled from the three-point line a little bit, 2 of 7. LeBron James hit all of his free throws. So between the two, they were 5 of 5 from the free throw line, just like Russell Westbrook. How he only shot 3 free throws is beyond me. But he also poured in 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. LeBron did struggle a little bit tonight taking care of the basketball. He had 6 turnovers. That's quite a bit for LeBron James. He doesn't usually turn the ball over that much, but he was a plus 5 on the night. He had 29 points. So I thought I thought both of the stars played well in this one. Russell Westbrook finishing at the rim a little bit better than what he has been. He still needs to get into that 60% range as far as at the rim, but I had no problem with how he played tonight. It was nice to see Ariza to get a 3 go in. I was very happy about that. He finally got one of those to stroke. I know he's hit a couple throughout, but he just seemed a little bit out of rhythm, still trying to get into basketball shape. But I thought he did well. Dwight Howard, he played 13 minutes. He had 5 fouls. He just had a tough time versus the Magic. Avery Bradley, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. He had 9 points. My problem with Avery Bradley is he's just not the star or the defensive anchor. I don't want to say anchor. He's not the defensive on-ball guy he used to be. He's about 6'1". He's not his lateral move isn't as good as it used to be. So sometimes he struggles. But he was 2 of 3 from the field tonight. He played okay defense. He got beat at times. I'm not complaining about that. Carmelo Anthony, Jim, yeah. Reeves, I think we're at the point to where we should probably talk about Reeves starting. I've been saying that for about a week now. He's definitely one of those. He's definitely one of those guys I think should be getting a starting nod, but I understand he's young. Carmelo Anthony, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. Let me talk about Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, no one wants to talk about it much, but he is a big issue defensively, especially with Vogel requiring way too much of him by putting him at the 5. Carmelo Anthony wouldn't be good at the 5 if it was Carmelo Anthony in his prime. So to ask Carmelo Anthony to do that now, to me, is egregious. Nonetheless, Carmelo, if he's shooting 4 or 5 from the three-point line, he's absolutely on fire. You can tolerate him being on the floor because everything he's giving up defensively, he's making up for it on offense with 3 points. So if he gives up 2 and he's scoring 3, you can leave him out there. You can play him 15 to 20 minutes. He doesn't need to play more than that. Somewhere around that mark, you can play him. Other than that, if he's not on fire, he's not someone you need to leave on the court for too long, especially at the 5. It's not fair. It's not fair to Melo for him to play the 5, and it's not fair to anyone else on the court either. It just puts everybody at a disadvantage. But he was good tonight. 4 or 5 from the 3-point line. He had 23 points, hit all his free throws, 8 of 13 from the field, 3 rebounds, and a block. So I was real happy about that. Stanley Johnson, he had 11 points, 3 or 5 from the floor. Yeah, his offense. Yeah, exactly. They mask his defense of things. Also, yes, that's right. I agree. Malik Monk, 4 of 9 from the field. It was nice to see him get a 3. He had been struggling from the 3-point line as of late, so he's 1 or 2 from the 3-point line. It's good to see him get that stroke. I'm hoping that gets him going again, so we can just concentrate on that, so he can hit this. We need floor spreaders. So when Malik Monk isn't on, we have a hard time finding that in other areas. Reeves was 0 of 2 tonight. He didn't really get a lot of opportunities. He did play 23 minutes, so he was out there. He just didn't get a lot of opportunities, but he hit 5 or 6 of his free throws, which is good. What I found most impressive, and you probably won't believe me, but the Lakers shot 82% from the free throw line. Yeah, I said that. The Los Angeles Lakers, they shot 82% from the free throw line. Yeah, I know. I didn't believe it either. They made their free throws. The only people who missed free throws were Stanley Johnson, Monk, and Reeves. Everybody else was perfect from the free throw line. They only shot 23, but they were 19 to 23, 82% from the free throw line. Ariza was a plus 20 on the night. I'm not a fan of single game plus minus, but I know people like to. Talk about that. So, guys, the schedule's going to get really tough for the Lakers. So, taking care of a team you're supposed to take up, it is a big deal. I don't want anyone saying, "Look, all the haters, forget them." Well, it was the Orlando Magic. Well, it would count if they lost to the Orlando Magic, wouldn't it? Right? The whole world would just be over if the Lakers lost to the Magic, who are 8 and 39. They took care of the team they're supposed to take care of. They did it. It's a good thing. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. The schedule's going to get really hard. I'm curious. Now we're going to talk beyond the game. I'm curious if this starting lineup is going to work versus top talented teams. I don't believe so. I think there's no spacing out there with Bradley, Westbrook, Howard, Ariza, and LeBron James. I don't. We'll see. I just don't know. I think you play this versus teams that are not that good defensively or not that good just as a team, period, and you get away with it, and then you think it's fool's gold, like you think it's good. I don't think the starting lineup works versus better teams, but we are about to find out real fast as the schedule definitely ramps up. But also, the Russell Westbrook went back to more of his regular rotation. He had been like sitting for like 8 or 9 minutes between like when he comes out in the first quarter and when he comes back in the second, and the same thing at the end of the third and the fourth. I think I'm not sure what was going on there, but he played more of his regular rotation tonight. He played 35 minutes. LeBron only played 34. LeBron was getting really up there in minutes some of these games, so it was nice for him to be able to sit down, not play so many minutes. But guys, I don't know about the starting lineup. I know that you're strapped. I can't wait till Anthony Davis come back. It sounds like that he might be able to come back during this road trip. That's going to get tough. It would be great. The only problem I have is Anthony Davis is coming back for injury. He's been out for weeks. He is not going to look like what you saw in the finals 2 years ago, Anthony Davis, when he first gets back. Lake Show beat team and didn't blow the lead. We coming for the ring. Yeah. It's a big deal to take care of the team as supposed to, because largely this season we have watched them through 46 games and they haven't done that. So yes, be excited. They came in, they took care of the team as supposed to. They beat them by 11. I was never really worried throughout the game too much. So I know they were at the half, they weren't winning, but it never seemed like it was going to get out of hand. And that means something for the Los Angeles Lakers. A win is a win, and I think that's important. So DeAndre Jordan didn't play, Ellington didn't play, Bazemore didn't play, which is what we expected. Monk played 31 minutes. I think that's about right. Melo, he stayed around 17. I think that's right as well. So I think we're looking up, guys. Bradley, I don't know how he'll fare versus some of these better teams with better shooting guards out there that he's got to cover, but we will see. I think Reeves is someone you can put out there. Reeves not only knows where to be on defense, off the ball, He's a good on-ball defender, and he's really good at drawing offensive fouls. And everyone talks about getting fouls on dynamic offensive players by going at them on offense. But if you can get them to pick up a foul here or there on defense, those count as personal fouls as well. So I think Reeves is just definitely someone they should look at instead of that Bradley spot. If you put him in a starting lineup, you got Reeves and Ariza, who seemingly can hit the three. You could try Monk. I understand sometimes Monk has his troubles on the offensive end, but I think Monk is more tolerable in the starting lineup because you have Ariza now, who's a long, lengthy defender. Now, moving a little bit away from the game, I do think that the Lakers still need to look at a wing. They've got to bring in another wing outside of just Trevor Ariza for defensive purposes. So the small ball isn't so small. You guys see them continue to struggle with THT, Bradley, and Russell Westbrook on the floor together. It just doesn't really work. They're just too small. Once again, you saw Russell Westbrook trying to switch with one of them so he can get on the bigger player, and because at least he's a little bit stronger, and try to play defense on them so they don't have to. So I want to go for 10 to 15 minutes post game. That's about what I have. But I do want to open up any questions from anyone, any thoughts, any things that you saw. So I don't mind conversing with everyone at all, just so we can discuss a little bit more. But that's pretty much what I wanted to speak on. I'm very happy for Russell Westbrook. I think all fans should be excited. Lakers fans, Russ fans, LeBron fans. If you're in the spaces still blaming Russell Westbrook tonight, I don't know what to tell you. He played fine, 47% shooting, 100% from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. He was all over the place on defense, diving all over the floor, only 3 turnovers, 18 points on the night. If you're having problems with him, I don't really know what to tell you. So, but that's all I had. Looks like we don't have any questions for today. I didn't want to go long. Happy wife, happy life. Got to spend time with the wife today. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I really, really do. I'm looking forward to the next one. Let's see. Who do we have next, guys? Let's go check and see. Who do we have next? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Miami on Sunday. Whew. Miami, Brooklyn, Philly, Charlotte, Atlanta. Woo! Man. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James are going to have to they're going to have to show up. Russell Westbrook, look, I'll put it straight up. Russell Westbrook's going to have to make his layups. These are elite teams they're about to go against. He's got to finish his layups at least a 60% rate. Malik Monk, yes, he's got to fill it up. Mel's got to be hitting his threes in his minutes. He can't be out there just giving up points but not giving us any. LeBron James have to be LeBron James. I do want to say something about LeBron James. I do think, don't crucify me here, I do think that LeBron James doesn't have to settle for so many three-pointers. I think he excessively does that. You're LeBron James. You're 6'9", 250. No one's stopping you from going to the rack. Literally no one can stop you, even at age 37. I think he pounds the ball for 10 seconds and he settles for those long threes. Now, he's shooting the three well this season. I'm not saying that he's not, but he can put pressure on the defense a little bit more. He can draw fouls on the opponent. He can drive and kick, get people wide open. I'm hoping versus these elite teams that LeBron James gets going downhill. That's what I want LeBron James to do. But Miami, Brooklyn, Philly, Charlotte, Atlanta. We cannot play with these guys. Russell Westbrook, 60%, somewhere around 63% from the rim would help a lot. Yeah, they do get fouled a lot, yes. Westbrook and Westbrook, he's got to finish around 63-65% from the rim for him to really be effective. He's got to continue to hit his free throws. I think he's over 77% from the free throw line in his last 6 or 7 games. So Russell Westbrook, he's hitting his free throws, keep taking care of the basketball. They're doing well. They've got to play defense though. They have to play defense, and they've got to play their two-way players. Yeah, they got to show for this schedule. They do. Those two, they have got to. And I'm including Russell Westbrook. I know I'm the biggest Russ fan, but I like to think that I tell the truth about what it is. He's got to be good. He has to be good on this schedule. Miami, Brooklyn, Philly, Charlotte. He cannot leave LeBron James out there on offense all by himself. He can't. Now, I think that there are way more problems than Russell Westbrook. I'm not saying that. And I think that Vogel can help with his lineups. I still didn't like some of the lineups that Russell Westbrook was out there with at all. So Vogel's got to do his job too. Vogel's got to do his job, put Russell Westbrook in positions to be successful as he does LeBron. And Russell Westbrook, he's got to get the job done so that him and LeBron James can be the duo that they can be until Anthony Davis gets back, so that we can get through this road trip. Yes, they cannot be lazy on defense. And I think that's the biggest problem, right? They get lazy. They don't try. They don't switch when they're supposed to. They're a little later in the rotation, or everyone's putting their hands up like it's someone else's fault rather than holding themselves accountable. Stuff like that. That's why I was so happy, and I don't want it to go unnoticed how much Russell Westbrook was all over the floor tonight, diving for loose balls, touch passes, and steals, getting on the floor, just getting there, getting rebounds. One of the biggest signs of Russell Westbrook's game, and I know people like to say he's stat padding them. If Russell Westbrook has 2 or 3 rebounds, I always tend to really look into the rest of his basketball game because he's Russell the Hustle. He got 2 or 3 rebounds. He's the greatest rebounding guard in history. He can jump out the gym. Why in the hell does he have 2 or 3 rebounds? I've seen him go in there and get a rebound over 3 players that are 6'9" and above, and he's the one who comes out with it. So that's one of the biggest things I look at is how many. If he's got 1 or 2 rebounds, it has me worried about the rest of his game. Then I start to analyze everything else, figure out what the heck is going on. You said you want him to leave, yeah. Look, I will put it like this. I'm glad someone brought that up. Russell Westbrook's best chance at winning a championship is in LA with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. If it wasn't for that, I would 100% agree with you that I'm just ready for him. It's not all Lakers fans, so I don't want to go there. That I'm just ready for him to go somewhere where he was appreciated like he was in OKC and like he was in DC for the most part. Houston is another story. We won't get into that. But I want him to win a chip. We have everything else. Russell Westbrook has all the individual accolades. He's done it all. MVP, scoring titles, assist titles, all of that. He needs a championship. If he wins a championship, there's nothing else they can say. Forget him. And it does seem like that. Lexi's right. It does seem like he's, at times, he's not really a part of the offense at all. He's just kind of an afterthought. He gets the ball on one side of the court. Everybody else just stands there on the opposite side of the court and just kind of looks. No real sets. Not today they ran a couple, but usually no real sets for Russell Westbrook to be successful. So I definitely agree with that. And the question about Melo's defense is bad. I mean, it's bad. Especially when he's playing the 5. Melo's defense is bad. It's putrid, to say the least. But Vogel asking him to play the 5 is just unfair. It's not right. It's wrong. He could not do that in his prime. He most definitely can't do that now. He just can't. Yeah, I saw the Lakers and Houston talk, man. Definitely. But, man, don't mind it, man. He hooped today. He did his thing. Let him talk. It doesn't matter, man. We got one goal. That's the chip. We got everything else. So let him speak. Every now and then I got time, and I'll spit out the truth. One guy said, he's the issue, and I'm like, how? Here are his stats. How is he the issue tonight? He diving all over the floor. He got 3 steals. He got way more assists, 3 turnovers. His turnover ratio is fine. Someone said he's not playing defense, and clearly he can't be watching the game. I don't know how you watch that game and say Russell Westbrook wasn't playing defense. So every now and then I got time, and I'll converse with people, but especially if they're just being really obtuse. Man, hit the block button. Them's the rules. I know y'all know my rules. Block. Them's the rules. But we'll call it there. I'll do the audio podcast a little bit more in depth probably tomorrow morning for everyone. But I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Westbrook Podcast live broadcast. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to try to do these lives on most post games right away if it's not too late. I'm going to try to do this all the time. I want to thank my beautiful wife for putting up with this in the evening. This is our time. It's supposed to be me and her time, but she's just the best and amazing, best wife in the world, most beautiful wife in the world. It's too bad you don't have her. I do. You know how it goes, all that other stuff. But I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate everybody. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, until next time, peace.